One of these three men led the famous raid at Appalachian, New York. What is your name, please?
My name is Edgar Crosswell.
What is your name, please?
My name is Edgar Crosswell.
What is your name, please?
My name is Edgar Crosswell.
Two of these people are imposters. Only one is the real Edgar Crosswell, and is the only one sworn to tell the truth. Now, here is our host, Bud Sawyer.
Thank you very much, and welcome once again to Tell the Truth, brought to you this week by Tony, first in the world of home beauty. Tony and all its wonderful products have made it possible for every woman to enjoy natural loveliness in the comfort of her own home. Now may I introduce our panel. First, Miss Polly Bergen. Next, a fine actor, a good friend, visiting our panel for the first time, just completed the film The Crowded Sky for Warner Brothers, Mr. Dana Andrews. Next, Miss Kitty Carlisle. And finally, Mr. Tom Poston. Dana, on behalf of all of us, a very warm welcome.
Thank you, Bud.
Hope you enjoy the show. I'm rather sure you will, because we do.
I'm a little scared.
Don't be.
I've done this before.
Well, panel, will you follow along now with your copies of this first affidavit as I read it to you? I, Edgar Crosswell, am a sergeant in the New York State Police. On November 14th, 1957, I led a surprise raid on an estate in the town of Appalachian, New York. We corralled 63 men, among them some of the nation's top hoodlums, men reputed to be in the hierarchy of the vicious international crime syndicate known as the Mafia. The roundup was the result of years of careful police work and has been called the law's biggest break in its drive against this criminal organization. Yesterday, sentence was pronounced on 20 of them who were found guilty of conspiracy. As a result of Appalachian, the year 1960 may well mark the beginning of the end of the Mafia in the United States. Signed, Edgar Crosswell. You heard these three gentlemen, panel, all claiming to be Sergeant Edgar Crosswell, leader of the famous Appalachian raid. Gentlemen, you all ready to play our game? Yeah. All right, then let's start this first round of questioning with Tom Poston. Tom?
Thank you, Bud, I think. I'll see how I can do here. Number 3, Mr. Crosswell, is there a comic strip that's running currently now that sort of deals with a parallel situation?
Not to my knowledge.
Is there number 2, please, could you tell me?
Never heard of one.
Number 1, is there a comic strip that sort of deals with this?
There is, but I don't know the name.
Well, it's Carrie Drake, I think.
I thought it was Dick Tracy.
No. This is Carrie Drake with Stone Face or Stone thing, whatever it is.
He was on the bench with the belt and he shot the other guy today?
That's Carrie Drake. Number 3, please, again. How did you hear about the conclave on the particular time that they began to gather?
We have been suspecting the movements around Joseph Barbera's home for a number of years. We have been watching them for a number of years.
Number 2.
Polly Bergen.
Number 1, but how did you know there were going to be so many to dinner that day?
We didn't know.
Number 2, wasn't there a gentleman who was sort of up there to be sort of on trial with all these men for having done something they didn't like? Weren't they sort of holding court against a particular fella?
There'll be no way of knowing what actually went on in there. That's what the charge in the conspiracy
Oh, well, who was
about.
the gentleman that I'm referring to, number 3?
Joseph Barbera.
Is that who it was? Number 1.
Carmen Lombardozzi.
Aha, now we have them fighting among each other. Number 2, I don't know anything about criminals.
Well, don't look at me. Dana, you take over.
Number 1, what was the legal step that those accused, they were sentenced yesterday, what was the legal step that they could have taken that would have caused, resulted in the case being very much more difficult against them?
I don't believe I understand your question.
There was a legal step that each of these defendants could have taken that would have made your job much more difficult in convicting them. What is that step?
If they had all taken the Fifth Amendment,
Number
refused
2?
to testify.
Same question.
I wouldn't know the legal aspect of that.
Number 3.
I would say the violation of the Fifth Amendment.
There was a gentleman from Buffalo who was very well known in civic affairs there. Number one, what was his name?
John Montana.
Kitty?
Number one, who was the judge who sat on the case?
Kaufman.
Number two, the judge had a piece in the Times yesterday. He made a statement saying that this was not illegal to have stopped a car. Were you the one that stopped the car? Is that how the case got broken?
Well,
the car was stopped on a highway.
I was part of the team who was stopping cars.
And how many cars did you stop?
About 40.
Number three, how many cars did you stop?
45 cars.
Number one, has this ever been done before and stood up in a court of law?
Not to my knowledge.
That's it, panel. It's time to vote. So will you kindly, without consultation, mark your ballots. And as you do, select on your now superior knowledge number 1, number 2, or number 3. And of course, the team of challengers will receive $250 for every incorrect vote. Everybody voted?
No.
Oh, surprise. Polly's ready and you're not tonight. Polly.
All right?
For whom did you vote?
Wait a minute.
Hurry.
All right.
Oh,
Okay.
eeny, meeny, miny, mo. It never matters anyway. I voted for number 1 because,
Someone in the audience says you're right.
That's his fault.
I am?
Yes.
Well, then what other reason
Must
do
be
I
your
need?
maid's father.
Yes, I am.
Dana?
I voted for number one for the reason that the way he answered my question, if these defendants had taken the Fifth Amendment, they would not have had to testify, and it would have made the case against them very much more difficult. And violation of the Fifth Amendment had nothing to do with it. So I think number one knew what he was talking about.
Okay, Kitty?
Well, I think number one gave the right answers. But I voted for number 2 because I think I saw number 2's picture in the paper when the case first broke, and it looks like the fella I saw.
Oh, you got a good memory.
That was
Tom?
probably the comic strip.
Ladies and gentlemen, meet Carrie Drake.
Well, I thought perhaps the police officer who was actually involved might have at least been apprised of the fact that there was a comic strip situation that might have paralleled that, and number 1 was the only one who seemed to be aware of it. That's why I voted for number 1, plus the fact that he identified the Buffalo Civic Affairs fellow, and also he identified much more accurately, to my knowledge, the fellow who may have possibly been on trial at the Barbera home that day.
Would you mind running through your reasons again, please?
I think he's right.
All right.
Besides, I'm the head of the mafia.
So there you have it. Right or wrong, we're there to stay because we voted this way. Let's find out now just exactly whether we selected correctly or incorrectly, which we will do as we discover which one of these 3 gentlemen is the New York State trooper involved in the Appalachian raid. So will the real Sergeant Edgar Crosswell please stand up? Thank you, sir, very much. Well, you played, I guess, well, and the others played well, too, but not as cozy as you because they all went for you. At least 3 of them did. Only 1 voted for number 2, so let's find out about number 2. Number 2, what is your real name and what do you do?
My name is Bob Herman, and I represent Grand Scotch Distilleries in New York.
Thank you, sir. That is very honest of you. And number 3, what do you do, sir? What is your real name?
My name is James Keene. I'm the executive director of the Bronx Union YMCA.
Certainly nothing to do with the mafia there. Well, in checking the score, we find there was only 1 incorrect vote, gentlemen, for $250 from the Tony Company. On your way out, there will be a gift package of Tony's fine products for the ladies in your lives. I know they'll enjoy them, as I hope you've enjoyed your visit to us tonight. Good night, and good luck to you. Now, panel, let's meet our next team of challengers.
What is your name, please?
My name is Carol Ziegler.
What is your name, please?
My name is Carol Ziegler.
What is your name, please?
My name is Carol Ziegler.
Panel, will you listen again as I read you this affidavit? I, Carol Ziegler, am a mother, a Girl Scout leader, the wife of a Presbyterian minister, and a licensed basketball referee. I have refereed high school games, AAU games, and the games of professional teams such as the Baltimore Rockets and the Harlem Globetrotters. To my knowledge, I am the first woman in organized basketball licensed to referee men's games. Signed, Carol Ziegler. Panel, you heard these three ladies claim to be Carol Ziegler, basketball referee. Let's begin this cross-examination with our guest tonight, Dana Andrews. Dana?
Carol Ziegler, number one. You are the wife of a Presbyterian minister. What is the young people's group for teenagers in the Presbyterian Church?
Well, ours is called the Junior Fireside.
That's for teenagers.
That's
Number
right.
two.
The Keystoner, it varies according to the church.
Number three.
Westminster Fellowship.
Westminster Fellowship. How many services a day? Number one. How many services a day do you hold in your church? Does your husband hold?
One.
One?
One.
He preaches once a day.
That's right.
What is the group of what you would call the board of directors in business? What is that group called in the Presbyterian Church?
Elders.
Kitty?
Number one, when you're a referee, do you go on the field?
The court.
The court?
Yes.
Is it always played indoors, basketball?
Yes.
It is. Do you ever get hurt?
I haven't.
Number two, can people get hurt?
Well, yes. Get hurt walking across the
You
street.
don't ever get hurt.
I haven't, no.
Number three, who's the head of the Girl Scouts of New York?
Of New York?
Yes. Number one, who's the head of the Girl
I
Scouts?
don't know New York.
Do you know number two?
No, I don't.
Where is your Girl Scout organization, number three?
You mean what town?
No, yes, where are you? Where are you located?
Thank you. Ames, Iowa.
Oh, I thought it was New York. Oh, well, who's the head of the Girl Scouts, number three?
You mean the overall head?
Yes.
I'm not real sure who the national leader is.
Do you know number one, the national
No, I
leader?
don't.
Tom Poston.
Girl Scout leader. Number two, do you know the national Girl Scout leader?
Marie Spang.
Who?
Marie Spang.
Thank you. I'll ask number two. This is sort of a technical question. Do you happen to know what a half zone is?
A half zone is when the defense is guarding half the zone. In other words, you can guard zone or man-to-man.
Let me ask what the rule that applies to a half zone by definition. Do you know?
The definition of the rule?
No, the half zone. Number one, do you know what the rule that applies to a half zone defense is?
No, not half zone.
Number three, do you happen to know?
No.
Well, can you tell me, number three, in amateur basketball, how close can the man guarding the man with the ball be?
So the man with the ball is able to take one step without sliding into the guard.
Polly?
Number one, what's the main difference between a girls' basketball team and a boys' basketball team?
Well, the one that are men, the other women.
Wait.
If I'd have wanted you to answer it, I would have asked you.
For number five.
There are 5 on a men's team, 6 on a women's, and the guards on women's cannot shoot for baskets.
Oh, I see. Number two, what determines how many free throws you get?
The kind of foul.
The kind of foul. What would give you 2 free throws? Free throws.
Free throws.
Number three. Free throws, number three.
If a player were in the act of shooting and was fouled and the basket was not made, then he would get 2 free throws.
Thank you.
That's it. Once again, it's time to vote. So without consultation as before, will you kindly mark your ballots, panel, and select thereby number 1, number 2, or number 3. Everybody voted? Polly, have you voted?
Could I ask a couple more questions?
I'm sorry, no. After the show, maybe, but not right now. For whom did you vote?
I think it's number 3. But I voted for number 2. Because I think really that it's number 2, excepting that number 3 was very bright, and also she's dressed so lovely that I figure maybe they're doing that on purpose to louse us up. So could I get a half and half?
That's probably the first and only time you'll ever be loused up by a Presbyterian minister's wife. Dana?
Being a Baptist minister's son, that's why I concentrated on the minister's part of it. I'm a little dubious about 1 or 2, But I will select number 2 for the reason that she knew the Girl Scout leader. And she answered the other questions correctly, too, that I can think of.
Okay, Kitty?
I voted for number 2. She's the only one that looks sturdy enough to get on the field, or whatever they call it, and do the whole bit.
Okay. And Tom, your vote, please.
Well, I'm making it unanimous. I see there are 3 for number 2 there. I voted for number 2 as well. I figured that really a Girl Scout leader should know the name of the national Girl Scout leader, although she could have given any name and I wouldn't have known whether she was right.